was not my job, or not my role, or not whatever. Now, having said that, if you know me, I would settle every dispute for half the price. That's my nature. It was not my job, not my role, nor did I have the details of what was happening in the prisons. I didn't have any of that, you know. And the best example I can give you on this, and bear with me, what I call a friend of mine 25 years ago was a backward, as they call it, 30 years ago was backward, and they had a kidney complaint. And he went into hospital, and basically the young man died. And that was it. A doctor friend of mine 3 years ago told me that the decision was made not to give him dialysis, and for whatever reason. And I found myself horrified. And I said to another doctor friend, could this possibly have happened? And he stopped on his tract and he says, Mr. Duddy, let me tell you. And he didn't know the people involved, so there was no point. He said, the medical profession does not make casual decisions like that. They didn't. They would have been assessed this, assessed that, assessed the type of his kidney, and that was what the decision. So they said, go you and relax and switch off. I did not know what the conditions were that the Republican movement or the prisoners were dialoguing about. I didn't know it. It was not my job, and it's the last thing that I would have wanted to do. So what I have settled, I don't know. I don't know. All I'm saying is that it was not the black and white story which is appearing at the moment.
Well, the argument is out of context with the time, is that what you're saying?
If you can forgive me, I lifted a magazine called Local Women in Derry last week. And when you hear this one, and I'm still not sure of it, there was 32 women in this thing, and they were given a free wedding, a free cake, a free car, a free holiday, free everything. Right? And I says, how could they do that? You know. And then I began to read. You had to say why you're. And fourth or fifth of her said, I've been with my partner 13 years, and I have 4 children, and we deserve it. Another one took a couple of steps down the line, said, with 2 children, I've now been with my partner. Could you imagine the older people in this audience attempting to say that I'm married, or not married, I'm single, I have 4 children, and I deserve a big wedding and so forth. I'm speaking about the cultures that were at it at the time. And the cultures that were at it at the time was something which I was not privy to.
Well, do you think part of the problem in 81 was a lack of negotiating experience?
Absolutely. No, sorry, I thought you were going to ask me, it was a lack of the British. I believe if 3 people in this room who are involved in community affairs, if 3 of them, or 2 of them, or 5 of them, had have sat down with the British at that time, that hunger strike would have been solved like that. But the British weren't doing that. They did not wish it, and that brings me to another very important point. A colleague of yours said, do you know what I think of journalists? Anyway, when Margaret Thatcher... when Margaret Thatcher came over to Belfast, do you remember the bit? And please, anybody who's interested, get this out and read it. Was it Ian Malik?
He's a journalist.
Yeah, friend of yours. When she said they have played their last card, that famous bit, they are criminals, they are all these things that these people in prison were. That was an important bit. She also added that no one had asked her to actually concede political status to any of these prisoners. And when you read it and when you understand the code, what it really boiled down to is neither the Fine Gael in the Republic of Ireland, or Charlie Haughey in the Republic of Ireland, Garrett Fitzgerald in the Republic of Ireland, or the Labour Party in the Republic of Ireland, or the Catholic Church in Ireland, North and South. All of them, and I have no evidence, just experience, were saying, whatever you do not settle for the political status situation, and certainly don't settle this dispute through the That's why the Justice and Peace people came in, 100% genuine, 100%. And I actually believe that the people that sent them, and the bishops and the clergy and so forth, were also genuine. But I'm telling you at this level here, it was not desirable that that be scored by the Republican movement.
There'll be plenty of questions in the hunger strike when we get to the question and answer session. I want to talk to you about the 90s, the back channel, and that period of contact between the British and the Republicans, which is the lead up to the 1994 ceasefire. Peter Brooks said, I think it's Peter Brooks said, someone Fred, to speak to you at Derry, and the back channel, the line of communication is real.
Oakley was back in England at the time, and he contacted me. He said, Peter Brooks going to make a speech, and this is generally what's in it. And I said, well, he can do more than that. I can't remember the details.
Just the most selfish strategic or economic interest.
Yes, that was the speech. But the important bit was that Oakley was giving me the opportunity to put something into the speech, which would basically reopen the situation. Okay. And Peter himself has said, and I don't really care what he said, but he said that he wrote that part of the speech because John Muir had suggested it to him. It's highly probable that happened as well. I'm not saying that this is a pragmatic, but none of these things are black and white or white and black. So basically, the Peter Brooks speech came over. And as a result of it, I went to McGuinness and I said, hey, these people are beginning to move again. And that was, as I said earlier on, McGuinness said, well, if they ever want to find me, they'll get me. More or less, but I don't need your help. And that's what happened at the time. And as a result of that, I do have an answer right to my head, but how true it is or accurate is I don't know. But the British basically decided to sort out as best they could a problem in Ireland.
And Margaret Thatcher still in place at this stage. This is
Margaret,
before Major.
No, Margaret Thatcher is on her way out. She controlled it tightly. She wasn't going anywhere. And John Major got moved in, and John Major made the decision to reopen the link, the back channel. I hate that word, but anyway, he made that decision. The question is, why? Why